Good evening. Can you hear me? Joel? Okay. You can hear me, right? Group message. Yes. Kabir, you can hear me, right? Okay. Okay. The fluid mechanism. Bernoulli's theorem we already discussed. The fluid mechanism completed. If anyone missed fluid mechanism, Kabir, you absent, right? You and Fatima both. What happened? The final part of fluid mechanism. Did you complete this? I'll send the final written note. I will send today. The Bernoulli's application, you have to fill some spaces. No? Yeah, applications, the spray machines, and the turning of the ball. Yeah, I'll send the note today. Okay. Now, actually, we have complete, I think, 19 lessons, no, 20 lessons completed. Yeah, this is 21 and 22. Two lessons, final two lessons actually, cell structure and environment chemistry. I have posted these both tute today. This is a final tute pack for you. In final month, you have only practical book, practical tute on, and ICT. No need printed copy. I will give you soft copy for ICT notes. ICT note, very simple note. Okay. Okay. Get the cell structure first. Cell structure. It is very simple lesson, but lot of details. Very simple lesson, but lot of details. In this lesson, we discussing about cellular organizations and their applications. Cellular organization mean first we discussing about microorganism cellular organizations, right? And microorganism applications. Lot of application. Yogurt production, today exam you did about yogurt production, cheese production, compost production, biogas production, bioremediation. There are so many applications. Vinegar production, and alcohol production, 2D, wine, beer. So many applications of microorganisms, right? After that, we discussing about plant cells, plant cell, and plant tissues. After that, we discussing how plants are organized in forest and what are the applications of plants. What are the applications of plants? Final part, we discussing about plant cell, animal cell and animal tissues, and applications of animals for our technology. I got that is a summary of this lesson. Very simple lesson. No any advanced theory. Very simple cellular organization and their applications. Right. This is very simple lesson. And the most important part is the plant cell and their organization, plant growth. This part very important. I will slowly explain this part. Other part we can discuss rapidly. Okay. The thing is, make sure to attend each session of cell structure lesson. I hope to complete the cell structure lesson within next week. Next week you have we have extra classes. This is cell structure timetable. Okay, today we can discuss 3 hours up to 10 3 hours. Friday we have 2 hours, then 5 hours. After that, Tuesday morning, next week you don't have exam. Next week our target to complete our syllabus, because next week is the final week of this month. I hope to complete our all lessons up to environment chemistry. Then the syllabus is completed, right, within next week. Next week, Tuesday morning, you have 4 hour session of cell structure, and Tuesday evening also cell structure. Tuesday morning and Tuesday evening cell structure. After that, Wednesday morning, if we can complete, if we'll be able to, I hope you can complete within Tuesday. Wednesday morning again we have another 4 hour class, and Wednesday evening you have class, right? This is our timetable. Within next week, however, I hope to complete our syllabus up to environment chemistry. Then final week we can complete this all time slot. We can get to paper discussions. I think it will be better, because without 100% covering syllabus, we can't go for full papers, right? Okay. The cell structure very easy. Environment chemistry also very easy. No advanced theories, advanced calculation, very simple things. I think Friday, Friday you can, I posted today. It's both youth. You can collect Friday or Saturday. Friday you can collect, I think. Okay, anyone? Is it okay, everyone? Yeah, I think morning, Tuesday and Friday morning, you all are free. Okay, it start cell structure. Cell structure. It's actually lesson number 4. This is a final biology lesson. It's a biology lesson. I told we have only 2 biology lessons: cell structure and biomolecules. Biomolecules we discuss enough time, right? We discussed in the revision class as well. Lot of questions we discussed. This is a final biology lesson, biomolecule. This lesson very important, because the first structured essay question based on this biomolecule lesson, not biomolecule, cell structure lesson. The first structured essay most probably, and first 4 to 5 MCQ based on cell structure lesson. Therefore, that is very important lesson, but no more advanced theory. Very simple things we discussing. The thing, continuously attend and daily complete, everyday works daily complete, then cell structure and environment chemistry we can complete within this 2 weeks, right? Your maximum help I need. Please attend every day and wait until complete the lesson, and if you help me, within very short time we can complete syllabus, and in final month fully papers, go to full papers. Okay, let's move into the lesson. Okay, actually the first part we discussing in this lesson, the first part we discussing about cells. The cell we called as the main building block of all living organism. The main building block of all living organism, we call structural and functional unit. The structural and functional building block is the cell of any living organism. You know, the embryo formed by division of a single double cell formed by the fertilizing male and female gametes. male and female gamete fertilization, then it is formed a single or double membrane cells, right? We can discuss later. However, first of all, you have to understand the main building block, the structural and functional unit of all living organism. The main building block is the cell. Some organisms are unicellular. Unicellular mean, as example, bacteria. Bacteria, the full organism made by one cell, them called as unicellular organism. Animals and plants like us, we are multicellular organism. Multicellular organism in our body made by millions of, more than millions of different types of cell combination, right? That we call as multicellular organism. Some organism, lot of microorganism, they are unicellular. Unicellular mean the entire body made by one cell, right? That's a unicellular organism. Unicellular organism, right? Now, according to cellular organization, we can divide organism into two types. Organisms we can divide into two types according to say a cellular organization. The first one is prokaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells. Today exam, I think you familiar this word. You met this word today exam. Prokaryotic cells and prokaryotic organisms and eukaryotic organism. Prokaryotic organism and eukaryotic organism. Okay, let's see. Okay, according to cellular organization, better to write down a short note with my discussion. Then it will be very helpful for your later when you study this lesson, for your self studies. It will be very helpful if you can prepare a short note during the class. Hari. Balan. Okay, according to cellular organization, organisms we can divide into two main categories. The first one is prokaryotic organism. Prokaryotic organism. The second one is eukaryotic. Eukaryotic. Eukaryotic organism. Okay, our normal animals and plant cellular organization, prokaryotic or eukaryotic? What do you think? Rehla. Normally our cells prokaryotic or eukaryotic? Kabir, what do you think? Prokaryotic or eukaryotic? Our cell, Fatima? The normal animals and plants cellular organization, prokaryotic or eukaryotic? Normally we are eukaryotic organism. Eukaryotic means we have organized cell structure. Prokaryotic means they don't have organized cell structure. Right? They have very basic level cellular organization. But eukaryotic means they have well organized cell structure. Understood? Okay, example, prokaryotic cells are bacteria. Bacteria is a prokaryotic organism. Okay, let's see the structure of bacteria. Let's move to prokaryotic first, right? Prokaryotic. Yeah, this is a bacterial cellular organization. You can say it's a unicellular organism. And it okay, prokaryotic. Bacteria is a prokaryotic organism. They have very basic level, primary level cellular organization. They don't have complex organelles. Very simple, right? Very simple. But very important. And it has a tail that we call as flagellum. 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 Okay. And it has two bone membrane like this. Hurry. Okay, this is a bacterial cell. It's a bacterial cell. Bacteria, all bacteria and cyanobacteria, all are prokaryotic cellular organization. Prokaryotic cellular organization means they are very primary cellular organization, very, very basic. Don't have advanced and organized cellular organelles, right? මේ දැම්ම මාත් එක්කම අඳින්න මේ diagrams. මේවා මේ you have to remember this each part. The better thing to remember these parts, drawing. Take papers and drawing and label. එතකොට ඉබේම මතකේ තියෙනවා. හරිද? Okay, the first one, the outer surface of this bacteria that we called as capsule. Capsule means it's just like a tablet, medicine tablet. There is a capsule, yeah, like this. It's a capsule. And this is the cell wall. The next layer is the cell wall. The cell wall. Inside the capsule, there is a cell wall. There is cell wall. Cell wall. Cell wall. Remember, this cell wall is made by a carbohydrate and protein mixture that we call as peptidoglycan. The cell wall is made by peptidoglycan chemical, right? Peptidoglycan. It's a polymer type, peptidoglycan. Okay, that we can discuss later. Peptidoglycan. Okay, this is a cell wall, right? Cell wall. Inside the cell wall, there is a cell membrane that we call as plasma membrane. Plasma membrane. Or cell membrane kelat kiyana. Plasma membrane or cell membrane. And inside this cell membrane, there is a gel-like structure that we call as cytoplasm. Inside the cell membrane, cytoplasm. Hari. What is the outer layer? Capsule. This is a bacterial cell, capsule. And the next one, cell wall. The cell wall is made by peptidoglycan. The next one, inside the cell wall, there is a membrane that we call as plasma membrane or cell membrane, and cytoplasm, gel-like structure, right? This gel-like structure, cytoplasm, contain DNA or RNA this DNA or RNA we called as nucleic acid. Nucleic acid. Genetical material. Genetic material क्या क्या हो? Genetic material. Genetic material. Genetic material. Right? And these dots are ribosomes. Remember ribosomes, and the normally that is a only organelle present in prokaryotic cells, but these ribosomes also basically basic level organization that we call as 70s ribosomes. 70s ribosomes. 70s ribosomes. 70s ribosomes. 70s mean they are organization very poor, right? This ribosome goals. 70s ribosome. Ribosome. 70s ribosomes. And there are genetic material ring as well. They are not well organized. That's why we called as. They are not well organized. That we called as. Yeah, I forgot this name. I will write it. This is flagellum. 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 And these small roots like structures that we call as piles. 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 US. Piles. They are plasmid. Plasmid, sorry, I forgot this name. Plasmid. Plasmid mean DNA rings. DNA rings that we can use for genetic engineering. I will explain later. This plasmid important for genetic engineering. Okay, that is this is the structure of prokaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cell mean bacteria is example, very basic cellular organization, and they don't have organized organelles. What are the meaning of organelles? They don't have organized nucleus. They are important for exam. They don't have organized nucleus and Golgi apparatus. No organized ribosomes. No ATS ribosome. Normally eukaryotic cells has present ATS ribosomes, organized ribosomes, and no endoplasmic reticulum. No endoplasmic reticulum. No organized nucleus. What else? Yeah, no any organized organelle, right? Therefore, that we call as very basic cellular organization, that is prokaryotic or pronucleatic. The same thing. The prokaryotic is the common name. Prokaryotic. Are you good, Fatima? Prokaryotic. Prokaryotic. Hari. If you want, you can note down. Oh, as a short note, right? Prokaryotic. Yeah, this is a capsule, piles, cell wall. The cell membrane is not given here. The ribosomes and nucleotide, that means DNA, RNA, and cytoplasm and flagellum. Okay, that's a very basic cellular organization. That's why we call it is uh, prokaryotic. Prokaryotic. Bacteria, cyanobacteria are the examples for this prokaryotic cellular organization. Prokaryotic cellular organization. Okay, let's move into eukaryotic cellular organization. Yeah, eukaryotic cellular organization means they already organized. They all organize. Now it is a plant cell. It's a plant cell. Not only that, if you got fungi cell, the fungi cell also eukaryotic. Eukaryotic. Fungi, protozoa, yeah, other microorganisms also, they eukaryotic. They already organize. They organize cell structure. Hari. Up make a ball. See what are the this is cell wall, it's cell wall, right? Cell wall. Normally plant cell consist of cell wall, a thick cell wall made with cellulose, right? That is a cell membrane or plasma membrane. Plasma membrane, right? They are vacuoles, vacuoles, the vacuoles are, they are important to maintain water balance. It's water and sucrose available, empty spaces, right? Empty spaces. Okay, this is a nucleus. Normally eukaryotic cells contain organized nucleus. Organized nucleus means double membrane nucleus. I will explain later. Organized nucleus. Organized nucleus. Okay, they are ribosomes. Now it is 80S ribosomes, organized ribosomes. 80S ribosomes. 80S ribosomes. 80S ribosomes. They are Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus. Or Golgi bodies के लग गया. Golgi apparatus. Mitochondria. Power plant of cells. No mitochondria in prokaryotic cells, right? Mitochondria. Okay, that's all. And cytoplasm, I forgot. This cytoplasm. Gel structure, cytoplasm. And I forgot, this is endoplasmic reticulum, right? Endoplasmic reticulum. This is smooth endoplasmic reticulum that we call as SCR, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. These ribosomes attach endoplasmic reticulum we call as rough endoplasmic reticulum. Ribosome attached endoplasmic reticulum we call rough endoplasmic reticulum. Without ribosome, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, right? This endoplasmic reticulum is important for transformation process. Through cytoplasm, cell membrane, between cell membrane and nucleus for transformation process. What are the functions of each component of cells? Okay, note down that. Complete. Dini. Complete, Fatima. Dini. Joel, complete. Okay, complete. Fatima, Danya. You already know that, no? These parts, you already know. Okay, that's the difference between, I think now you have full idea what are the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Prokaryotic mean they don't have organisms or cellular organization without any organized cellular structure, right? Eukaryotic mean they already organize cellular structure, right? Hi. What are the examples for eukaryotic? All animals, plants, and fungi, protozoa, and other microorganisms. All bacteria and bacteria and cyanobacteria are prokaryotic organism, right? The next one, organism without cellular organization. Now, what is that? Now, if you got virus, virus is a special organization type, organism type, right? Virus is a microorganism. They are very small in size, very small. They are nanometer scale, in nanometer scale, and their structure very simple. You know, COVID-19 time, you know the virus's structure already. Normally, it's contain a protein capsule, protein coverage that we call as spikes. Sorry, capsid. It's just only protein cover. Within the protein cover, it's contain DNA or RNA. Remember that. No, both. Some viruses contain DNA. Some viruses contain RNA. Normally, COVID-19, what is the genetic material? It's DNA virus or RNA virus? COVID-19? It's DNA virus or RNA virus? Yeah, it is RNA virus. Very good. COVID-19 is a RNA virus. Normally, it is a very simple structure. The protein capsule that we call as capsid, and inside this capsid, they contain DNA or RNA genetic material. No in ribosomes or nucleus or anything. No any organelles, right? It just only the genetic material and capsid, and it's contain this type spikes. These spikes important to attach with live cells. Attach with live cells. Normally, in normal environment, all viruses just like dust particles. No any metabolic activities, just non-living material. But when it is enter to the living organism, what happened? They attach with these living cells by spikes and penetrate nutritions and start metabolic activities. Penetrate nutritions and start metabolic activities. Then they are rapidly growing, right? Normally, the more dangerous RNA viruses. Why? More dangerous viruses are RNA viruses. DNA viruses more stable because DNA structure double helix structure. Therefore, their organization stable. But RNA only single helix. No, the DNA mean like this. DNA double helix, but RNA it is only single helix. Therefore, RNA viruses always making mutations. What are the meaning of mutations? Mutations always have not different varieties due to this unstable condition. I got different varieties. Therefore, produce medicines and vaccines. It is very difficult process for this RNA viruses because time to time it's producing different replications. Understood? That's why we call they don't have any organelles, and they don't. Sometimes it is non-living metal. When it is enter to living organization, it start all metabolic activities and reproducing as well, reproducing in very rapidly. Therefore, that we call viruses don't have specific cellular organization. Right? They have cellular organization, but it is not prokaryotic or eukaryotic. Understood? We can't consider viruses prokaryotic or eukaryotic. Clear? Udanya? Fatima, clear? Hari. Okay, what we discussed up now, the main building block and structural and functional unit of each organization, it is cell. Cellular organization mainly two types: prokaryotic cellular organization and eukaryotic cellular organization. Prokaryotic cellular organization mean very basic, no organized cellular organelles, organized cellular organelles. Eukaryotic mean organized cellular structure, right? Cellular organization. But viruses, due to their structures and behaviors, we can't place for any cell organization type. It's therefore viruses we called as organism without any cellular organization, right? Now, can you explain what are the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic organism? Now you can. Hari, apa kiya making? Can anyone send one differences? Can anyone? One difference? Kabir, difference එකක් කියන්න. One difference, Salmia? Difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic? We need five differences. Hari. Yeah. Okay, let's write down one by one. Okay, the first one. Yeah, very good. Very good. All are correct. Hari, a period liyamu. All prokaryotic organism. Very good. Yeah, everyone said the same thing. අපිට පහක් ඕන. තාම ඔයාලා හතර දෙනෙක් මේවට එකම ඒවල තියෙනවා. Okay, the first one, prokaryotic organisms all are micro level. Micro level means microorganisms. All are microorganisms. All are microorganisms. All are microorganisms. No macroorganisms in prokaryotic structure, right? But eukaryotic organisms, micro or macroorganism. Us also plants and animals also eukaryotic. Micro or macroorganism. Macro mean large animal, large organisms, right? Macro organism. Okay. Micro or macroorganisms. The next one, prokaryotic don't have an organized nucleus. Don't have organized nucleus. Present organized nucleus. Organized nucleus that we called as double membrane. Organized double membrane. Bounded. Double membrane bounded nucleus. Double membrane bounded nucleus. Present organized double membrane bounded nucleus. The next one, circular, simple and circular. Simple and circular. Genetic material available. Genetic material. But in eukaryotic cells, genetic materials present genetic material as chromosomes, well organized chromosomes, right? Present genetic material. මේවා අහලා තියෙනවා මේ වගේ points මම මේ one by one I explain and writing, they are exam questions. They are exam questions, right? Present genetic material in chromosomes. 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 And final one, no membrane bounded organelles. Membrane bounded organelles. Membrane bounded mean membrane bounded tama organized ready, they have organized membrane, right? Sometimes double membrane. No membrane bounded organelles. No membrane bounded organelles. But eukaryotic consist of membrane bounded organelles. Examples දන්නවනේ ඕන්න මෙතන තියන්න. Membrane bounded organelles. Final one, දන්නවනේ membrane mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria and nucleus. Hari, what else? And chloroplast also present in plant cell. And vacuoles, lysosomes also there. Okay, we can discuss one by one organelles. And the other difference, prokaryotic present (70S) ribosomes. Present 80S ribosomes. Okay, they are the main difference of prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Sometimes exam asking 2 differences. Now I have given 5 main differences. Are clear? 5 main differences of prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Okay, please note down them in a short note. Okay. Fatima, Dehli. 80s, 70s mean උදන්න 70s mean yeah මේකම තමයි ඇත්තටම 70s mean they are basic structure, but 80s mean it's advanced structure, it's already organized, that's the meaning. 80s and 70s. However, the purpose is same. All 70s and 80s, both ribosomes producing proteins. Okay, then. Hi. Samia, complete. Amina, complete. Okay. Now, what are the similarities? Similarities between prokaryotic and eukaryotic. What are the similarities? Yeah, the same things we can write like this. Okay, you have to use tricks if it when you answer it. We can write yeah, both contain ribosomes. Their structures difference, but both contain ribosomes. Yeah, present ribosomes. Present ribosomes. Ribosomes. They are the similarities. What else? Tamana, the similarities. Present ribosomes. What else? තව දෙකේම තියෙනව. Characteristic of both. Fatima. Yeah, present genetic material. Their structures difference, but both consist genetic material. What else? Yeah, present cytoplasm. Very good. Present cytoplasm. Cytoplasm. What else? Plasma membrane. Plasma membrane. If you want cell membrane also, may cell wall also correct. Hi, vertical. Right down, there are similarities. Similarities between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Similarities between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Hi, complete, right? Abid? Okay, let's move into next part. Sorry, examples. Examples I already given. Okay, prokaryotic examples. Write down prokaryotic. Prokaryotic example. Prokaryotic example, bacteria. cyanobacteria. Bacteria and cyanobacteria. Prokaryotic. Eukaryotic. Eukaryotic. Eukaryotic, write down fungi. Algae. Protozoa. Protozoa. Animals. Animals. Plants. Everything, right? We also eukaryotic organism. We also eukaryotic organism, right? Okay, they are the example. Okay, let's move into animal and plant cell differences. What are the difference between animal and plant cell? Okay, let's see. Okay, this is the animal cell and this is a plant cell. This is a plant cell and this is animal cell. Okay, what is the difference between animal cell and plant cell? Okay, see the difference. Let's start from outer membrane. The outer membrane is, okay, that's the main difference. That's the main difference. The animal cell don't have cell wall. Animal cell don't have cell wall. The outer structure is plasma membrane. Starting from plasma membrane. Plasma membrane. And it's contain very small and temporary vacuoles, no large permanent vacuoles. Very simple vacuoles, see, vacuoles, right? Then that's called as cytoplasm gel-like structure, and it's contain endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum, and smooth endoplasmic reticulum, both contain, and it's contain chromosome and ribosomes, mitochondria, Golgi body. Golgi body means Golgi apparatus, lysosome, and centriole, and nuclear poles. That's they all are parts of nucleus, right? And yeah, everything. The main difference. Okay, let's see what are the main difference. Let's see what are the main difference. That's actually important. Main difference is important. All right. Go to the plant cell. This is a plant cell. The plant cell, it has a thick cell wall made by cellulose. Thick cell wall. See, cell wall and Golgi apparatus. Chloroplast not present in animal cells, and they have large and permanent vacuoles. Large and permanent vacuoles. Cell membrane I explained, cytoplasm and mitochondria, and endoplasmic reticulum same, nucleus also same. Okay, now let's see what are the difference between animal cell and plant cell. Okay, now you already know 2 points. Plant cell, they have thick cell wall made by cellulose. Animal cell, no cell, animal cells, no cell wall. Plant cell contain large vacuoles and animal cell very small vacuoles. Plant cell, they present chloroplast, animal cell, no chloroplast. Okay, I told 3 differences. What else? Sorry, Kakya. Plant cell. Present cell wall. No cell wall. Plant cell, large, permanent vacuoles. Small and temporary vacuoles. Temporary vacuoles. Present chloroplast. No chloroplast. No chloroplast. Okay, that is enough. No chloroplast. There is another one I forgot. The main stored food. Main stored food. Main stored food. Yeah, that's the main one. I forgot that. The main stored food. Starch. Starch is the main stored food of plant cell. But animal cell, remember, animal cell main stored food. Main stored food. Main stored food, glycogen. Glycogen. Right? Main stored food, glycogen. Glycogen. In our body, our cells, the main stored food is glycogen, but plants, it is starch. Starch. Right? Understood? What are the difference between animal cell and plant cell? This differences, similarities always asking. Okay, complete. Fatima? Dehini? Complete, right? Okay, let's move into each organelle characteristics and their functions. Actually, you please make a short note with their functions only. That enough. Always exam asking their functions, not a characteristic asking, right? Cell wall. Cell wall, the outer coverage of plant cell is the cell wall. The cell wall is not living, it is a non-living part. cellulose is the main component of the plant cell wall. Main component cellulose. The main function of cell wall are, that's the important part, to maintain the shape, and protection. Maintain the shape and protection of the cell. Maintain the shape and protection. Cell, that is a function of the purpose of cell wall. Cell wall, it maintains shape, right? This shape maintain and protection to the internal organs. Protect for internal organs. Protect internal organs. Right. Let's move into plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is a semi-permeable membrane. The plasma membrane made up of phospholipid and phosphoprotein. Yes, phospholipid and phosphoproteins. It's a semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable mean only selected compounds are allowed. Only selected compounds are allowed. The main function of plasma membrane are allowing water ions and certain minerals, molecules, and reject others. Okay, it's only allowed to insert accepted compounds, accepted molecules, right? Other compounds reject to enter into the cell, right? That is to control entry of substance into cells and the removal of substance from the cells. Only required compounds removing and only required compounds enter to the cell. Okay, that's that's why we call it semi-permeable, not permeable for all compounds, all molecules. It's semi-permeable. It's doing a selective work, right? Selective work. Okay. Cytoplasm, it's a gel-like structure. Gel-like structure. It's contain inorganic and organic substance. The function of cytoplasm is to give the shape of the cell and it holds cell organelles in the correct place, right? And carry out various metabolic activities, right? They are the purpose. It's maintain the shape of the cell and that's one protection for cell organelles, and it's important to hold organelles and their positions, hold organelles, and it's doing metabolic activities as well. It helps for metabolic activities as well. Structures embedded in the cytoplasm of cells are called organelles. Organelles we discussed. Nucleus. Nucleus is the main organelle of the cell that's we called as the main management unit of the cell. It is covered by nuclear membrane. Yes, nucleus contains nuclear membrane and nuclear poles. Nucleus contains nucleus and chromatin material. Chromosomes. During cell division, these chromatin materials appear as chromosomes. Yes, chromosomes store genetic material and inherit characteristic generation to generation. For the transformation of characteristic from one generation to other generations, future generations, these chromosomes very important, store their genetic materials. Normally, the number of chromosomes present in organism to organism species to species is different. Normally, humans contain 46 chromosomes, 23 chromosome couples, from pair of chromosomes 23, right? There are 24 chromosomes of the rice plant, version to version. Frogs have only 26 chromosome bundles. the main function of nucleus to control vital functions of the cell. That means the main function of the nucleus is it is storage of chromosomes, storage of genetic materials, and it is important to transfer genetic material from one generation to future generation, right? Present generation to future generation, right? The mitochondria is a power plant of cell, the power plant of cells, and it is important for produce uh, energy by cellular respiration. By metabolic activities, it's producing energy, and it has a the inner member of mitochondria. It's normally like this shape. The purpose to increase the internal surface area to produce more energy, right? To produce more energy. Golgi complex. Golgi complex consists of Golgi bodies arranged as many flattened disc. Yeah, just like flattened disc. The secretory functions is the production of packing of secretory substance in the secretory functions mean it's producing different hormones and different enzymes. That's the function of Golgi complex. Ribosomes, we already discussed. Ribosomes main function, protein production by amino acid. Protein production by amino acid. Protein production by amino acid. Endoplasmic reticulum are connections between nucleus and cytoplasm. Nucleus and cell membrane, sorry. Nucleus and the endoplasmic reticulum is a network of flat tubulant intermembrane systems contained within the cytoplasm. There are two types of endoplasmic reticulum. You already know, SRS and smooth endoplasmic reticulum, SER and RER, right? Rough endoplasmic reticulum. If it is attached ribosomes, that we call as rough endoplasmic reticulum. If it is without ribosomes, that we call as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Remember, both endoplasmic reticulum function transformation process. Transformation. Transfer करने का तमा purpose. Remember, rough endoplasmic reticulum, they attach with ribosomes. Therefore, ribosome producing proteins. Then the protein transportation is a function. Understood? The rough endoplasmic reticulum function, transportation of protein. This protein, ribosomes producing proteins, transportation. Understood, Sarmya? Then smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it's transformation of lipid and steroid. Lipids and steroid, remember. Rough endoplasmic reticulum, transformation of proteins. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum, lipids and steroid transformation. Understood? Okay, this is the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, vacuoles. Vacuoles is a large fluid filled organelle surrounded by membrane present in plant cell. That's important to maintain the water balance of the cells. Maintain the water balance because it contains a lot of minerals and water. If there any water scarcity, water aduwak avot, for metabolic activities, the vacuoles provide minerals and water, right? For metabolic activities. Up to now, okay? Up to now, okay? Send message. Okay, now what is the rough endoplasmic reticulum transformation of proteins, smooth endoplasmic reticulum transformation of lipid and steroid? Vacuoles, what is the function? To maintain the water balance. If there any water scarcity, provide water. If it is additional water, store in the vacuoles. That's the purpose, right? Lysosomes. Lysosomes. The it contains single membrane that it's doing digestive process. Actually, these lysosomes are the cleaning agents of the plant cell, cleaning agents that releasing different hydrolytic enzymes. Remember that hydrolytic enzymes. I think last day exam there was a question about lysosomes. Okay, normally these lysosomes contain hydrolytic. Hydrolytic means breakdowning, right? Breakdowning enzymes and catalysts that break down complex compound into simple material. Simple, as example, protein convert into carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. Then they are not waste again, right? They again we can utilize that. Carbohydrate break down into monosaccharide, glucose, right? Lipids break down into uh, glycerol and fatty acid again. I got the lysosomes. It's producing different enzymes and catalysts. It's break down hydrolyzes simple waste materials, so complex waste material into simple form, right? Right. Chloroplast. Chloroplast. You know the function of chloroplast? The photosynthesis. 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 And the chloroplast is very simple. It's double membrane. It has outer membrane and inner membrane. Remember, this photosynthesis process taken place in a special organelles inside the uh, chloroplast that we call as thylacite. Thylakoids. මෙන්න මේවා. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ tablets වගේ, right? It's just like small tablets. The photosynthesis reaction is take place inside the thylakoids. 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 Right? And it's contain chlorophyll. Chlorophyll also producing that's photosynthesis colors, pigments producing by chloroplast. Okay. For this part, you have homework. You have to label. You have to list down what are the and make a table. What are the functions of each organelles in cell, plant cell and animal cells. Okay. If any doubt, please ask me about cells. The cells part is completed. Now we are going to move in. Now we can move into tissues. Okay. If you have any doubt about cells, please let me know. That's why I told this lesson very simple. Rapidly we can complete. Any doubt? Kabir, everything okay? Sharon, Fatima. Dihini, Amina? Any doubt? Udanya, any doubt up to now? The sales part is completed. Fatima? Okay, let's move into next part, tissues. Okay, tissues mean mainly we discussing about plant tissues. Plant tissues. Okay, these tissues are formed by many number of cells, right? The tissue is made by many number of cells connect each other, right? These tissues mainly two types. Mainly two types of tissues. Okay, please note down this classification that will important in exam. Okay. Plant tissues we can categorize into two main categories. Plant tissues we can categorize into two main categories. The first one is the meristematic tissues. Meristem tissues. Meristem tissues. Meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. Permanent tissues, right? Meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. Meristematic tissues again three types, and the difference mean meristematic tissues mean still dividing and producing new cells. Meristematic tissues still growing parts contain meristematic tissues. They not organized for whatever specific purpose. It's still growing meristematic tissues. Permanent tissues mean they already complete their growing process. Again, no cell divisions. Again, no cell divisions. They have organized for whatever specific function, right? That's a permanent tissues, right? Now, meristematic tissues mainly three types again. Meristematic tissues three types. What are them? The first one, apical meristems. Apical meristems. The second one, intercalary meristems. Intercalary meristems and lateral meristems. Lateral meristems. Lateral meristems. Hari kiyan. Plant tissues mainly two types, meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. Right? Meristematic tissues mean still cell division and producing new cells. No, not organized well for whatever specific version, whatever specific function. Right? Meristematic tissues three types. What are the names? Apical meristems, intercalary meristems, and lateral meristems. Permanent tissues, they already specify for whatever function. There are two types. Okay, there are two types. There are two types. The first one, simple permanent tissues. Simple permanent tissues. Simple permanent tissues. The second one, complex permanent tissues. Complex permanent tissues. Simple permanent tissues and complex permanent tissues. Permanent tissues, again, two types: simple permanent tissues and complex permanent tissues. Right? Simple permanent tissues mean they have organized with only one type of cell. එක වර්ගයක cell වලින් හැදිලා තියෙන්නේ. Example, parenchyma. 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 Second one, collenchyma. Collenchyma. Final one, sclerenchyma. 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 Parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma are the simple permanent tissues. Simple permanent tissues mean parenchyma tissues made by parenchyma cells only. Collenchyma tissues made by collenchyma cells. Sclerenchyma tissues made by sclerenchyma cells. No other cells, right? That's why we call simple permanent tissues. No more than one cells, only made by one type of cells, similar type of cells, right, Amina? Right. Now, final one, complex permanent tissues. Complex permanent tissues mean they made by different types of cells, made by different cells, different cell types, right? Example, xylem and phloem. Phloem. Xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem. It is O. Xylem and phloem. Clear? I clear the classification of plant tissues, Fatima? Okay, quickly note down. Khabir, Amina, clear, right? Quickly note down plant tissue classification. Complete, Amina? Khabir, complete. Sharon? Okay, this lesson, the most important part is the microorganism part, right? Microorganism part. So many applications, productions. So many productions mean we have beer production, 2D production, wine production, vinegar production, bread production, yogurt production, cheese production, compost production, biodiesel, biogas production. Yeah, I think more than 50 production types we have to discuss. Okay, that's why I hope to discuss. Yeah, if you got two morning 8 hours, morning 8 to 12 Tuesday and 8 to 12 Wednesday. Yeah, within next week we can complete this lesson and we can start environment chemistry as well. Okay, let's start. Okay, let's start to discuss about meristematic tissues. Yeah, as I already explained in meristematic tissues. Yeah, meristematic tissues. The tissues with cells that divide actively. Cell dividing actively, right? By mitosis to produce new cells are called as meristematic tissues. Remember that, okay? Actively cell dividing tissues, right? These cells are not differentiation. They not specialize for uh, specific activity, right? Right. Remember these two factors. Meristematic tissues, mainly three types. I will explain all these meristematic tissues in a one diagram, right? Meristematic tissues. Make a draw karagamu. Think this is a plant. And it is taproot and lateral roots. And this is the stem. And they are plants. Leaves. Right. Now, always apical meristums actively participate for growing very immature parts. That means at the bud of each shoot, bud deke dalu immature part deke tama apical meristums form, right? Apical meristums found in shoot apex and root apex and axillary buds. ඒ කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේකේ shoot apical and root apex මෙන්න මේවා apical, right? Understood? Root apex and the end of shoot and end of root contain apical meristem tissues. These apical meristem tissues important for increase the length of these apical buds, increase the length of plants, increase heights due to and increase height and increase length of roots. මෙන්න මේවා තමයි apical meristem වලින් වෙන්නේ. මොනවාද? Increase the height of plant and increase the length of roots. Understood? මෙහිම දාගන්න. Note down. That's the purpose of apical meristems. They are present in root apex and shoot apex, immature parts, increase the length or height. Okay. Now the second one, intercalary meristems. Intercalary meristems always present between two knots. මෙන්න මේවට තමයි අපි knots කියන්නේ. Knots. Knots. Right? Between two knots. They are present always between two knots. Between two knots. Then what is the purpose? Increase the length between knots. Increasing the length between knots. මෙන්න මේ අතර දුර වැඩි කරනවා. Increase the length between two knots. Understood? Intercalary meristems. Intercalary meristems, right? Intercalary meristems. Intercalary meristems. Intercalary meristems. Okay, remember lateral meristems. Lateral meristems are present in the base of stem or taproot. Taproot. Lateral meristems. Lateral meristems. Lateral meristems are present laterally in the stem and root. Stem and root lateral parts. And increase the what they're doing in lateral meristems, increase the width of root and shoot. Increase the width. It is lateral meristem. Lateral meristem. I got. Then what is the function? Increase the height and root length by apical meristems. Increase the length of between and two antinodes. It is intercalary meristems. Increase the width and diameter of stem and root by lateral meristems. Are you clear? Udanya? Okay. Meristematic tissues done. Clear, right? No need to by heart. Simply remember by a diagram. Make a note down. Please note down this. Joel, complete. Understood, right? Please let me know if you complete. The root also consists of lateral meristem. Okay. Now the next plant tissue types. Next plant tissue type, permanent tissues. The permanent tissues mainly three types. What are them? Parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Right? Parenchyma. Okay, parenchyma cells are very immature parts. Immature parts that is made by parenchyma cells actually. Parenchyma cells. Parenchyma cells mean very basic level, immature plant cell, still growing, right? A tissue that lost its ability to divide and especially specialized to performance specific function, right? That's the meaning. That's the meaning. Remember, right? Remember. Three types of simple permanent tissues: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Right? Parenchyma. Parenchyma. This tissue is formed by soft part of plant body. Yes, soft part mean immature. Buds right? Immature parts. That is mainly important for the photosynthesis because they are green color. They are living cells. Parenchyma tissues are living cells, and they have vacuoles because yeah, this is a structure. This is a parenchyma cells. Parenchyma cell structure. Yeah, parenchyma. Parenchyma. Parenchyma mean like this. Cells organized like this. They have large vacuoles and their cell wall is not thick very well. ගොඩාක් thick නෑ cell wall එක. Like this. And they have nucleus like this. That's a parenchyma cell. Then they have nucleus and other organelles, but they have large vacuoles. Large vacuoles. See, large vacuoles, and cells are circular shape, not specific shape of plant cell. That's why that is immature cells. Still mature, not matured cell, right? But they have specified for whatever purpose, whatever function. Now they have, you can see they have more spaces between cells, no? They have space between cells, right? Because they are circular shape. Because of their circular shape. Large central vacuoles, yes, large vacuoles. And the nucleus present in the cytoplasm, I told, dots are nucleus. The cell wall is thin and very thin and made up of cellulose, yes. And intercellular spaces. Intercellular spaces mean spaces between cells, right? I think easy to remember, right? If you can remember this diagram, yeah, every characteristic you can identify. They have cells, large vacuoles, and lot of intercellular spaces, and they have nucleus. They have nucleus and large vacuoles. Where it is present? Where it is present? Remember all fresh parts. Fresh part mean immature parts. Immature parts. Seed, leaves, pith and cortex of fruits, cortex and pith of plant stem. Yeah, remember all immature parts, especially present these parenchyma cells. These parenchyma cells important for photosynthesis and food storage. Photosynthesis because they are green colored, present chloroplast, therefore they important for photosynthesis and food storage. Parenchyma. Now this same parenchyma cells Parenchyma cells, when they mature, what happen? They have thick end corners like this. Now the same type of cells, same size, same type of cells, collenchyma. When it is converted to collenchyma, it is forming thick walls like this. These bonds become thick like this. Then what happened? Spaces low compared to parenchyma. They are intercellular spaces very low, right? Due to these thick walls, thickening. Intercellular spaces compared to low. That one also living. They can consist of vacuole, nucleus, everything. Intercellular spaces may present or not present. That means that now it is very low. The corners of cell walls are thick. Corners of cell walls are now thick. Not like parenchyma. Parenchyma very thin cell walls, right? Okay, locations. Now, partially matured part, brown color parts present. Not brown color, green and brown mixed color parts of plants. This collenchyma forms in cylindrical tissues in epidermis of stems. They are found in veins and dicot leaves. Yeah, mature leaves contain this collenchyma tissues. Okay, this collenchyma also support. It's important to support and photosynthesis both. It's a support for plant keep vertical, and it is important photosynthesis because still it is green color. Normally plant mature parts contain collenchyma. Okay, finally sclerenchyma mean now all walls are completely well thick. Sclerenchyma. 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 Now their cells are well matured. Well matured mean they have specific their hexagon shape now. මෙයාලගේ දැන් අලුත් shape එක ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. Due to that, no space between cells. No space between cells, right? No space between cells because they are highly compacted. No space between cells, and their vacuoles now small. Vacuoles is small. Vacuoles is small, and lot of organelles. And remember, now they are non-living cells because over matured now. Now they are dead cells. Sclerenchyma cells are dead cells. In exam, there are so many times asking what are the dead cell simple permanent tissue. It is sclerenchyma, right? It's very important. Sclerenchyma. Lignin deposit on the cellulose cell wall. Now it is very thick. Cells are tightly packed. Therefore, no intercellular spaces. Cell wall every thick and form lumen. Remember, all cell walls thick with lignin, highly compact therefore. Locations, especially the outer surface of the stem, right? And coconut fibers and coconut wool, everything made by sclerenchyma, non-living cells, non-living tissues. Right. Now this sclerenchyma not involved for photosynthesis because they are brown color now. They are provide support to the plant. Provide support to the plant. Okay. Okay. Now the final one, permanent complex permanent tissues. Okay, complex permanent tissues mainly two types. It is not given in the tube. Complex permanent tissues. Complex permanent tissues. Complex permanent tissues mainly two types. What are them? Complex permanent tissues mainly two types. One other. Yeah, xylem and phloem. Phloem. Xylem and phloem. What is the importance of these xylems are made by different type of cells, xylem cells. Phloems also different. That's why it is complex permanent. Complex permanent. Okay. Now, what is it? What is the purpose of xylems? Do you remember? Xylem. 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 What's the purpose of xylem tissues? Fatima, xylem. Normally, xylem and phloem specially designed for transportation process. Transportation process. What is the xylem function? Yeah, very good. Xylem important to remember that and note down. Water and mineral transportation. Water, mineral transportation. Water, mineral transportation throughout the plant. Phloem important to photosynthesis produce food transportation. Food transportation. That means glucose and sucrose transportation by phloem. Okay, remember that. Okay, actually today target now completed. The today target was complete up to microorganism. Now the cell and tissue is completed. Now let's start next day microorganism. Don't miss microorganism lesson. It is very difficult to understand because it is very long discussion, right? Very long discussion. Let's start Friday evening. And it's 2-day lesson, Friday evening and Tuesday morning and Tuesday evening. The cell structure completed. Wednesday morning and Wednesday evening, we're doing environment chemistry. That's the end of theory. Okay. Do you have any doubt up to now? Sharon? Amina, up to now, okay? Fatima? Okay, then let's meet with microorganism part. Friday, don't miss microorganism part. It is very difficult to understand. Not difficult, not too advanced, because it has a lot of applications. As today lesson, I will explain very simply what happened in each production. Then it is very simple to remember, because this lesson you don't need to buy heart, don't know essay questions, only one structured essay and 4 MCQ maximum, right? Okay, let's meet Friday evening with microorganism lesson. Please go to this lesson and make short note. Friday you can collect your tune, right? Both tunes. Goodbye. Good night.